The patriarch has run its course. And the reason why we have had men dominating the world for so long is because there was a mutation in the X chromosome where one rib was removed, creating a Y. But originally, humans were feminine in their nature. And it doesn't mean that they had no aggressive nature, because they did, but we were more balanced. And this mutation is scientific. You can do your research. So for you scientists out there, that can be proven. But for you Christians out there, it's in the Bible. However, the church flipped it inside out. Of course, they do everything that way, and made it so men created women, or women were created from men. Obviously, that's a lie, because men are created from women. Man comes from a woman, not a man. So this is why men have nipples, because they are the feminine form mutated into a masculine form. So masculinity, through this mutation, whether it was intentional or not, this could have been by natural design, as the cosmic bodies, the celestial bodies, are moving. They are creating energies. And these energies are cyclic. So it could possibly be that that is what caused the fall, to where there were mutations leading us into this denser period. This is why I refer to the woman clothed in the sun and the moon at her feet, gave birth to a male child that ruled with an iron rod. That would be the Iron Age. That's the fall of man. So we've gone through this horrible era of human beings mutated into these overtly masculine forms where there's domination and control and violence. And now that time is done. And so that's why you see men acting out, throwing a temper tantrum, because they have that aggression inside of them and that need for control. Ego. The ego is out of control. And this is the reptilian brain function doing that. It's not to say women don't do this. This is not a man-hating video. I'm saying this is what's happening energetically. So I've been married for 20 years. I love my husband. He is balanced. He's a pretty balanced person. And that's why we get along. But everybody's different. And now you're seeing more and more men that have become more feminine in their nature. And so you see the males that are big and brawny and overtly masculine are lashing out at them and saying, that's not what God intended. No, it actually is. Because God is the creator. God would be just the creation force that creates everything. And the cycles are created by that force. Therefore, this was a blueprint of nature in that sense. But this is the ego, which is Satan, which is the reptilian brain function, which is the lower animal nature lashing out because it can't have its way. Now, in nature, females are aggressive, and still they are balanced. They have, aggression when they need it, but they don't go around trying to dominate and control everything and everyone. They're just being what they are, creating and living in balance. And that's the way humans should be. But there was that mutation. We fell into this form, these separate forms, which is a duality construct. And the duality construct is the problem right now, the duality mindset. Once you become one again and your consciousness returns to the oneness, everything starts to be in balance again. I wanted to point out, in nature, females decide when the male comes to them to mate. But in human civilization, right now, you see that men will dominate, control, grape, attack, be violent with females. And, maybe it's because we have opposable thumbs that they get away with it. But the truth is, They are not superior. They may be stronger in some capacity, but they're not necessarily smarter and more capable than women. And so that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing this consciousness, awareness, this awakening of women and men who are saying, okay, this is not working anymore. Something's out of balance, something's wrong. And even men are saying, it's okay for a man to be more in touch with his feminine nature and to be balanced and to not necessarily be the rock. It's okay to be that way too if you want to be, but it's your ego that you need to check. You are not the controller of everything and everyone. And you never will be, because you're going to grow old and get sick and die just like everybody else. And nothing lasts. Everything is impermanent. So you're just delusional. If you think that's what you're going to do, you're not. And it makes life miserable for everybody. And if you want to make the world a better place, you have to get your ego in check and stop your juvenile behavior. But no worries, because, the universe is going to rectify this situation. And the celestial bodies are changing now. So it's basically a matter of holding on to that faith, if that's what you want to call it, that everything is going to work itself out. Your job is to be in a state of peace, compassion, and lucidity through all of it. That's your real mastery ability. That's it. There's nothing else you can really do except have grace. That's what grace is. Your ability to remain in a state of peace through the adversity.